Welcome back my lovely beans to another EDA run. Little disclaimer, the current overview that you're seeing is recorded after the Yearly update. The run I did was before Yearly. So what is new to EDA and ETA? You can now change your loadout directly while you're checking which weapons you have. That is a huge quality of life improvement. I just wanted to quickly point it out if you're wondering while you currently see this bar on the right and it's new to you. But what is this week's EDA? I had hildryn, which makes it kind of nice because I'm not depending on weapon. It is purely whatever, hildryn. Together with that, I had the Karak. I chose the Kuva Karak. I had dual toxicity, which makes it really nice for the disruption part. And for melee, it didn't matter because I had none of these weapons built. I think I went with the warframe. For modifiers, we had in total transference distortion, which means you can't use your operator to Vazarin dash yourself. But just disclaimer, if you choose Vazarin and you do have the quick pickup, like the instant pickup, even so you can't go into your operator, that still works. We did have fractured armor. Casting an ability reduces armor by 10% for 10 seconds, didn't care. And abbreviated abilities, ability duration reduced by 50%. Was a little bit annoying because I had to overspam my pillage because I think I had actually 1 second duration on my pillage. So usually you don't want to have too much duration for your pillage, so because your pillage is actually growing per duration, right? So it was you want to find the golden middle between, so you actually do get your shield back kind of quickly, so it doesn't take too long. But 1 second, if there was no enemy nearby, it did not get hit, so it was a little bit annoying. And hypersensitive. Duration of negative status effects is triple. Did not really care for that either, but I do have to say we did drop, I think, if I remember correctly, Dante Spectres. For the missions, we did had Exterminate. Enemies take 90% less damage from non-weak point hits. I think when we were running the mission, I was like, why do I do so little damage? And then I remember that modifier. Guardian Eximus units may be encountered, including Guardian Eximus Necromax. Did not care for that. Slain enemies burst with void energy. Really annoying. If you remember this week's ETA run and last week's Wisp EDA run, holy, I do hate the void energy. Disruption. 2 Necromax Demolisher will attack any conduit, but the health is reduced. Really nice. Like I said, I did have my dual toxicist, so that was a quick run. Allies within 4 meters of slain enemies and reduce movement speed. Not really comfortable. Enemies health slowly regenerate. Just kill fast enough. And survival is literally just hanging around and pew, 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 pew. But you get the idea. But besides that, let's check out my run. Here we go. I think for companion I did choose the Riga, but that is simply because I still had the Riga on. So that's literally about it. Yeah, I checked if I had my operator, if I did choose in the end the duration, because I could not remember. And here I'm wondering because, so, if you want to know, Kuva Karak. I do think Kuva Karak is a decent weapon. I don't think it's the best weapon in the whole world, right? But it's a normal rifle. I do think it's decent. It's, it's always the waiting. Kuva weapons are kind of early achievable, right? They're kind of nice. I think the Kuva Karak is a comfortable weapon, at least for me. It's not too bad. So usually when people saying, oh, Kuva weapons are bad, and I'm thinking the Kuva Karak is not that bad, and then people making fun that I'm praising the Kuva Karak too much, and I'm maybe I am, but on the other hand, I always see it oh, when it's actually accessible. And maybe people are also always comparing it just to incarnates. So I think that is a little bit the issue, right? Are there better weapons besides the Kuva Karak that are not incarnates? Most likely, absolutely. Did I just like the Karak because it's a fast shooting, simple rifle without thinking too much? Yes. But yeah, I did realize, by the way, yeah, I'm doing pretty little damage, and I was questioning if my Karak was that shit. But, then, I got kindly reminded that there is, the modifier that you do less damage to non-weak point hits. So that was kind of cute. Absolutely, adorable. little trick for that, use your on-call crew. Oh, by the way, I did get on Wednesday, so technically from the recording in the future, now from this active recording in the past, I did get new crew members. And it's actually like rank 5 combat, and I think I leveled up the endurance. So I think actually it's quite a decent one. Oh, and I even fashion framed. It looks absolutely ugly as fuck, but I did fashion frame my on-call crew. So next time you're seeing this here and we don't have gear wheel, like, you know, blocked, you might see my new fashion frame, you know, on-call crew, you know. By the way, why I'm walking is simply because I don't want to constantly having to go up and down. I do find the movement kind of weird of hildryn, so if I do have to walk a lot, I do prefer to walk. I got suggested to subsume Lava's ability, like Lava subsume onto hildryn to make it a little bit better. I might do that actually if I not me currently thinking if I have my Lava subsumed or not. You know, I might need to like check that actually, to be fair. But besides that, you know, Lava subsume apparently makes it a little bit nicer. But that's beside the point. Yeah, I just realized. Oh yeah, what I want to say. Back to the crew member topic. Crew members, I think, are actually ignoring the weak point mechanic. So you can just, you know, shoot them. Just use your crew member. It makes it so much easier. It actually makes it so much easier. So they're like fast killing, so you're fine. Like you're actually fine. The tile set we had for Exterminate, I would say, is not the best tile set because it does split up quite a bit to left and right. So that's a bit, yeah, but in the end it was still okay. Like it still went kind of smoothly and quick. Next spot is the disruption. Disruption was actually fun. So people, I know that some people might struggle because you do have like 2 demolisher you need to defeat, right? But at least we didn't have to like protect the conduits. And we got, by the way, a Tauforge blue and a normal blue. That was tasty. I did take that. I mean, like, if we got a like a red, so we technically would have gotten a purple, would have been even cuter, I will not lie. But, you know, it's a start. I mean, I have way too many blues. I don't need blues. To be fair, like, absolutely freaking honest, I do have way too many blues. I think I have like 22 normal blues. Like, I don't have enough Tauforge, right? Because I usually tend to not craft Tauforge. But I do have a lot of blues. I actually do have a lot of blues. Okay. First things first, obviously Voca, because, you know, you can never have enough Voca. Oh, question, by the way. I did do the question that also in my stream already. But... oh, that's how it turns out. Cute. What? Or like, so the thing is, I had an idea for my orbiter. It's like, you know, decorating my orbiter. Like a little bit of a jump of a topic, but you know, we have to wait till the first key drops. Oh no, the first key already drops, but it's fine. We can still talk about it, right? I have like the idea for my orbiter that in the room where my operator is, because there's like, you know, the rounded edges, right? I do want to like have a lot of like, oh, how do you say that? Like trophy stands, kinda, because I do want to like present all of my absolutely cute plushies. But the thing is, I don't know exactly what to use for that. I know someone was so kind in my Discord to like send me some ideas, so I will definitely check that out. But like, if you have like an additional ideas how to like actually out of different materials to put together. Oh, I did not activate my cannon. Whoopsie. But see that, you know, absolutely gorgeous, the dual toxicist for that, you know. And then I had like, you know, the unique trade set up, so it was like just pew 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 pew. But yeah, if you have an idea to build little trophy stands, so I can like plop 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 all of my, you know, absolutely lovely daffly. That was, I'm sorry if you heard that. That was like a bicycle. No, a motor bicycle outside, and my window's open because it's warm today. A random fact. It's actually warm. It starts to be summer, I guess. I know it's surprising, but it starts to be summer. But that's beside the point. Yeah, so if you have an idea how to make little trophy stands, feel absolutely, you know, free to share. There we go. We chomped. We actually chomped there. And he like, by the way, because someone so I play Hildryn quite a bit, right? I do have her argument on, by the way. I do have her argument on. I probably just don't use it like a lot. But I do have her argument on for the Aegis, so don't worry about that. By the way, what is your comfort frame for EDA? Mine is, for some reason, Lavas, because I think Lavas is one of the best health tank frames. I did now test something else. You will see that in another video. I don't want to like spoil what I did, but you know, regarding health tanking, you know, big topics, especially since the Valkyrie work announcement, right? So that's why I did test something, because, you know, I know when we all talking about health tank, oh my god, you can't health tank in Void Cascade, but like, I mean, like, you can to a certain level, but that is not the purpose of most players. Most players are struggling with EDA, ETA, right? That is like their content, that's like the highest thing that they will do. So I did test something besides Lavos, you know. But let me tell you, it absolutely worked. I did not die a single time, so you probably will see it tomorrow or on Sunday, depends when I like finish it. But like, yeah, be sure that you will absolutely be fine and you will have fun. I will like at least try to make it fun. But yeah, health tanking is fine. I do prefer Lavos because Lavos is not even ability based. So besides, if you have energy based, not ability based. You are ability based, but you have a cooldown. I meant energy based, you know, which makes like a lot of the energy modifier for him kind of like, you know, useless or like irrelevant. It's not even useless, it's irrelevant, right? So you can just like exist. By the way, if you see me like useless jumping around, I wait for like the new round to start, so we're not killing between 2 rounds. Which you usually do want to do, because like during 2 rounds there can't be any key drops. So you want to make sure that there are no keys or like no enemies wasted. So, you know, directly when the next round starts, you can get like maximum amount of drops of keys technically possible, right? You know, we need to be efficient. We need to be efficient, right? There we go. I mean, like, I have to say, dual toxins made this, like, whole thing so much easier. I can't even tell you exactly why, but, like, it's just, like, so nice. I mean, like, obviously, I do know why, because of the raw damage a dual toxins has. I'm, like, lying. I absolutely do know why dual toxins makes it so nice, because of the raw damage we do have. But, you know, I guess you get the idea behind that. It's a bit of a, like, you know, a whoopsie. But yeah, we do still need 3 more keys, because you do have to do indeed 8 rounds. No, 8 conduits, 2 rounds. Oh my god, 8 rounds. No, thank you. Please don't get that idea. You need to you need to actually have 2 rounds with 8 conduits. You know. I don't know why I chased that down, because I think probably because I hoped to get the key dropping from the grassland, but we did not, so we kind of failed. And he don't like shooting the necromite. I don't know what is with me and necromites. I feel like me and necromites, we are not friends, because whatever I'm doing, I am shooting necromites and then wondering why they're not dying. Is that not ridiculous? I can do whatever I want, and like obviously they're not breaking, which is like good, I guess, but like holy. I'm always thinking, oh, it's red, it has to be an enemy. So, you know, I mean, like, even if they don't red, I'm like, I do shoot at my own specters from time to time, because I'm like kind of forgetting that this is a thing. So, kind of embarrassing, at least a tiny bit, I have to say. Oh, we have key drop. And I do run out of energy again. I mean, like, to be fair, the 1 second pillage is a tiny bit ridiculous small. I might should have not chosen the duration cut in half, because the enemy density is not high enough, especially when I shoot around me, to actually get my energy back. So Yeah, I think I should have chosen the operator one instead of the energy one, but it's okay. Like it's not that I'm like struggling to stay alive or anything. It's simply not ideal. You know, I do run here and there out of energy, which means I'm dropping down. Like I got plucked out of the air, you know, like bonk. That's it. But it's fine. Let's go. We do still need to get... That's sometimes like the annoying thing with disruption, like simply the waiting for keys. Because like enemies need to spawn. It's not even like that we can't kill enough, like enemies actually do need to spawn, right? That's like the bigger issue. Like, excuse me, hello? There we go. I still wish that I think I still need to like change my build a bit and have a little bit more fire rated. No, I know, alt fire, you know, 3 shots, I am aware. Before anyone commented again. But like still, doesn't change that I wish I do have a little bit more fire rate on my build, right? So that are 2 different things. You see what I like, you know, kind of like the dual toxicist for that? I think it's like a great weapon. I mean, like, we never doubt that the dual toxicist is a great weapon. People just saying it's like too easy with dual toxicist, and I'm like, I don't care if something is too easy. I'm just happy that I have it and I have like a smooth run. Smooth like butter. And here I'm like have to go back. It was a lot of back and forth, to be fair. And here I'm getting slapped. Did you like see that jab, like, you know, really like across? He really tried. And actually really tried, like, poo, crossface. Where's the exit? I think we already saw the exit earlier. I think we were standing in front of it, but, you know, whatever. Let's go. Means now you do have the, like, you know, great time to watch me standing roughly like 7 minutes in survival. Why 7, not 10? Because we do actually defeat the Voidrix, which means simply, you know, we do save a little bit of time because it's like 30 seconds, 40 seconds that you're saving per Voidrix. I always forget. We got actually like a melee arcane adapter. I kind of forgot that. Let's pretend we like got something. I mean, like, we forget that we actually got that because it's irrelevant. I mean, like, it is saving plot, right? Or the amount of standing you need to farm. To be fair, you can buy them via standing, right? So I don't want to, like, say no. You don't have to buy them with plot. But I usually then tend to buy them with plot. And I mean, like, not that I'm ever running out of melee arcane adapters. It's been, like, a while since I run out of melee arcane adapters. I tend to always get, like, just enough that I don't realize that I'm running out. So I guess it's good enough. If you're wondering what I'm currently thinking about, you know, as a random fact, I'm currently thinking about what to eat. And I think, if I'm being honest, I will probably have like some skier with, you know, muesli. Which is, you know, a super random fact. But I am indeed hungry, right? So I do want to eat after I'm done here, which is, by the way, not a bad thing. Don't forget to hydrate and, like, you know, eat proper. And if you already ate, make sure you also do have a snack, you know, because working is so much easier if you do actually, you know, feed your body. So please take care of yourself, you know, as a little, you know, reminder between all of this, like, you know. Yeah, by the way, I got asked to, like, help, and I was like, do I actually have to help? And I was like, fine, I can help. While dying. I don't have Rodent Guard on, so... Oopsie. Was just did I not say that I didn't die? I mean, like, I didn't die. It was just close. Right? It was simply just close, so... Good enough, I guess. You see now what I mean with pillage? That it's like, you know, just barely not enough. Pew, pew, pew. Yeah, here I see I do want to have, like, a little bit more fire rate, which probably would be fixed if I actually use, like, you know, and, you know, there's no way to discuss, like, you know, it is okay. But, how was your EDA run? Sometimes I feel like people only share their EDA run if they have, like, a good EDA run. And I kind of want to, like, get out of that stigma because, like, EDA is not easy. I would personally, for me, not say it's, like, the hardest content, right? But I also understand that a lot of people don't find EDA easy. in the beginning when I just started Warframe, or like when I just got into EDA, ETA, I found EDA so hard. EDA was not existing, obviously, but I found EDA so hard because I had 0 weapons built. I think I had like a whopping 3 frames built. So all I was doing was constantly taking Revenant because that was my only way to survive at that point, or building the weapon in that week and hoping for the best, and like somehow learning how to stay alive on that frame, right? And that was it. And like I constantly either had to like swap out my weapon or my frame, so I always had to take all modifiers because, you know, otherwise I could have not done anything. So I totally get it when you don't have good weeks. So also, please don't feel bad about sharing that you had like a rough week with your EDA or ETA run. It's absolutely normal. Like seriously, it is so normal. I do also show you my good weeks. This, for example, like my ETA was cursed. My EDA, actually, I had dual toxicist and a hildryn. What do I want more? I mean, like, dual toxis is a bit of a like a thing because since you have a hard time like getting the unique trait activated, but for demolisher it's fine, and for everything else I do have hildryn, so it is actually like good, or like good enough, right? But I also had like my wisp week where I thought everything was fine till we went for like alchemy, or I can't remember if I had a good week, you know, to be fair. That is the thing. I literally can't remember if I had like a good week, but you get the idea, right? So if you had a bad week, feel free to share. If you had a good week, feel free to share. Also feel free to share, like, you know, what charts you got. I sometimes find it funny when people say like, oh, I don't feel like sharing my charts because I don't want other people to be envious. It's RNG. Who cares about that? Obviously, like, someone is like telling me, oh, I got like 3 Tau Forge, and I'm like, dang it, I would have liked to get 3 Tau Forge too, right? But besides that, like, it is RNG. You can't influence what you're getting. I can't influence what I'm getting. I can just, like, you know, be happy for you, right? So, like, the thing is, like, you know, survivability. We still need to, like, you know, stay here for 4 minutes. So, you know, suggest a you know, usually I would ask you to suggest a topic, but that's sadly not working in a, you know, recording. That's a bit awkward because, you know, I do indeed talking currently to myself, which, you know, I find that, like, actually sometimes weird with recordings. Like, you actually do have to like find a topic or enough topics to constantly keep talking, and you know, it is sometimes a bit of a hard time, you know, to motivate yourself to keep talking and everything, and to not stay just quiet and look at yourself. I do zone out sometimes, and then I have to go back and actually re-record parts because I completely zoned out and forgot to talk for like a few minutes because I was like, yep, and I'm like, wait a second, I'm the person supposed to comment in here, right? Well, I kind of forgot my job here. But you know, everything is fine. You know, everything is lovely-dovely, you know, nothing to worry about. And so we're like just chilling here, you know, having 98% live support, 2 minutes left, you know, we're going left and right and right and left, you know, and hanging out. I kind of do want to have a chocolate milkshake. I think I don't have anything to make a chocolate milkshake. I could make a chocolate protein shake, but that's not the same. But at least it would taste like chocolate. I don't know if that actually helps. I actually don't know if that actually counts even for myself. I'm currently thinking if that would count. I mean, like, maybe when you would make a frappuccino out of it, you know, a lot of ice, then the protein shake, then, like, maybe, like, an espresso in it. Yeah, I kind of don't know about that. Like, first glimpse, it didn't sound bad, but, like, now I'm sitting here thinking, like, I was like, how much ice would I actually need to, like, actually have a proper protein shake portion mixed up to make a frappe? Probably like way more than I have currently in my fridge. We got containment breach, you know, the multi-shot radiation mod for archons. Archons is something that I never got into. I do have some of them built because, you know, you should have some built, you know. My favorite one, I know, don't laugh at me, is Luxburg, simply because you don't need to aim, so they are like huge, especially if you actually do Archwing missions. By the way, we have 53 seconds left, and we actually summoned one, and it's a Leech Eximus. So we were joking about it. Will I be able to defeat it before, like, you know, the time is over? But, you know, you will actually see. I will not tell you. Do you think I can, like, defeat that Leech Eximus because the 38 seconds is over? You know, it just completely healed itself again, you know. My dual toxins indeed has to work really hard, you know. And my Dante is helping. My Dante is actually, like, slapping. Yep. We're getting there. Nope. Here we go again. And, you know, it can't build up. I'm getting shocked. I'm getting hit. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. We can do it. 8 seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We did it! You see? I mean, like, I think it was, like, actually, like, we would have need, like, a finished photo. I think we actually did have 2 seconds left, right? To be fair. So you had extract. Here we go. So, what are we getting? Last one, we did get a crescendo. Forget it. Anyway, thank you so much for all the runs. I hope you do had a wonderful, you know, EDA run. Let me know how it was, and see you next time.